You placed another trade. You didn't plan it, you didn't need it, but your finger moved anyway. The chart was calling. The opportunity whispered your name. And now you're drowning, not in losses, in the compulsion. The screen glows blue in the darkness. Your heartbeat sinks with the candlesticks. You tell yourself this is strategy, but your hands are shaking. Your account is bleeding, and you can't stop. This isn't trading anymore. It's something darker, something you never agreed to become. So what exactly happened to you? In the next 20 minutes, you're going to discover the psychological trap that destroys more traders than any chart pattern ever could. This isn't about discipline. It's not about following your plan. This is about the invisible addiction that hijacks your brain without your permission. You're going to learn why your mind treats trading like a slot machine, why every closed position creates a chemical hunger for the next one, and why knowledge alone will never be enough to stop you. By the end of this video, you'll understand the neurological mechanism behind overtrading. You'll have a framework that works with your brain instead of against it, and you'll finally see the difference between trading and feeding an addiction you didn't know you had. This is the pattern no one teaches you to recognize, until now. Let's start with the truth you already feel. You wake up with rules. You write down your plan. 3 trades maximum. Risk 1%. Wait for A+ setups. Then the market opens, and something changes. The first trade wins. Dopamine floods your system. Suddenly the rules feel negotiable. There's another setup. Not perfect, but close enough. You take it. It loses. Now you're angry. Not at the market, at yourself. You need to get that feeling back, the winning feeling. So you scroll. Any time frame, any pair, anything that looks like it might move. You find something. You convince yourself it's valid. You enter. 3 trades becomes 6. 6 becomes 12. Your 1% risk rule died 3 hours ago, and you're staring at your account like you're watching someone else destroy it. But here's what makes it worse. You know this is happening. In real time, you watch yourself break every rule, and you can't stop. Or maybe it's different for you. Maybe you don't overtrade after wins. You overtrade after losses. The market takes your money.
Here's what's really happening inside your skull. When you trade demo, your brain operates in learning mode. No threat detected, no survival response triggered. Your prefrontal cortex stays online. This is your rational brain, the part that processes information, makes logical decisions, follows plans. It's calm, analytical, clear. But the moment you switch to live trading, everything changes. Your brain detects risk, real financial risk, and deep in your neural architecture, an ancient system activates, the amygdala, your threat detection center. It was built millions of years ago to keep you alive, to protect you from predators, from starvation, from danger. And here's the critical part. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a tiger and a losing trade. To your amygdala, a $1,000 loss is a survival threat. It floods your system with cortisol, with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your breathing shallows. Your prefrontal cortex, your rational brain, starts to shut down. Blood flow redirects to your limbic system. Your fight or flight response takes over. Suddenly, you're not thinking strategically anymore. You're reacting emotionally, survival mode. Your decisions become binary, freeze or attack. Freeze, you hesitate, you miss entries, you watch opportunities pass. Attack, you overtrade, you revenge trade, you abandon your plan. Neither response serves you, both destroy your edge. But here's the part they don't tell you. This response isn't a flaw, it's a feature. Your brain is doing its job, it's trying to protect you. In the wild, hesitation before risk kept you alive. Aggression after loss helped you recover resources. But in trading, these instincts are poison. They create the pressure paradox. The more pressure you feel, the worse you perform. The worse you perform, the more pressure you create. It's a feedback loop, a psychological death spiral. And most traders never escape it because they fight the wrong battle. They try to eliminate fear. They try to crush emotion. But you can't eliminate your amygdala. You can't delete your survival instinct. What you can do is train your response. You can build psychological circuit breakers that interrupt the spiral. You can create protocols that keep your prefrontal cortex engaged even under pressure. But it gets darker. There's another layer to this, another mechanism at play. It's called loss aversion, and it's hardwired into every human brain. Psychologically, losing money hurts twice as much as gaining the same amount feels good. A $100 loss creates more pain than a $100 win creates pleasure. This asymmetry warps your decision-making. On demo, there's no real loss, so there's no real pain. You take every valid setup because you have nothing to protect. But on live, you're protecting capital, protecting ego, protecting identity. Every potential loss feels magnified. Every risk feels dangerous. So you start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. You tighten your stops too much. You take profits too early. You skip high probability setups because you're afraid of being wrong. Your edge disappears, not because you lost your skill, but because your brain rewired your behavior to avoid pain. And here's the brutal truth. This rewiring happens automatically. You don't choose it, you don't want it, but your nervous system doesn't ask permission. It runs its own program. This is why willpower doesn't work, why just be disciplined fails. You're not fighting a mindset problem, you're fighting neurobiology, and neurobiology always wins, unless you have a system.
Now we build that system. This is your neural override protocol, your pressure paradox solution. 6 steps, each one designed to interrupt the survival response and restore rational trading. Memorize this, apply this, let this become your new operating system. Step 1, pre-trade state calibration. Before you even look at a chart, you calibrate your nervous system. This step exists because you cannot trade rationally from a dysregulated state. If your heart rate is elevated, you're already compromised. If your breathing is shallow, your prefrontal cortex is offline. Here's your protocol. Box breathing. 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out, 4 counts hold. 2 full minutes, every single session, no exceptions. This isn't meditation, this isn't woo-woo, this is neurological reset. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It tells your amygdala, no threat detected, stand down. Only then do you open your charts. If you skip this step, here's what happens. You start trading from a reactive state. Every setup feels urgent. Every decision feels pressured. You've already lost before you place a single trade. Step 2, identity separation protocol. You must separate your identity from your trading results. This step exists because ego involvement amplifies pressure. When winning makes you feel superior and losing makes you feel worthless, every trade becomes life or death. Your amygdala treats it that way, and you spiral. Here's your new truth. You are not your P&L. A losing trade doesn't make you a loser. A winning trade doesn't make you a winner. You are a probability manager, a system executor. Your job is to take every valid setup and let statistics do their work. Before every session, speak this aloud. I am not trading to prove anything. I am trading to execute probabilities. Sounds simple? It is. Sounds stupid? Maybe. But this verbal anchor rewires your subconscious association. It creates psychological distance between you and the outcome. That distance is protection. That distance is power. Never skip this. Never dismiss it. The traders who laugh at this step are the same traders still stuck in demo live hell.
Step 3. The commitment contract. You will create a single-page trading contract with yourself. This step exists because vague intentions evaporate under pressure. Specific commitments hold. Your contract must include your maximum position size, non-negotiable, your maximum number of trades per session, hard limit, your stop-loss rule, always honored, your profit-taking rule, always executed, your forbidden behaviors, revenge trading, overtrading, rule breaking. And here's the key: you sign it physically with a pen. You print it, you place it next to your trading screen. Before every trade, you glance at it. This is your external prefrontal cortex, your written rationality. When your amygdala screams, "Take revenge," your contract whispers, "You promised you wouldn't." That whisper is enough. That pause is everything. If you break your contract, here's what happens. You stop trading immediately. That session is over. No second chances. Because one broken rule leads to two, two leads to 10, and 10 leads to blown accounts. Step 4. Micro-risk exposure progression. You will not jump from demo to full live position sizing. This step exists because your nervous system needs gradual adaptation. You cannot expect your brain to handle full pressure instantly. Here's your progression ladder. Week 1, trade live with the absolute minimum position size your broker allows. The goal is not profit. The goal is neural exposure. You're teaching your amygdala, real money doesn't equal death. Week 2, increase position size by 50%. Still tiny, still safe. Week 3, double it again. You're building tolerance. Week 4, assess your emotional response. If you're calm and disciplined, increase again. If you're anxious and reactive, stay at this level for another week. This is not a race. This is reconditioning. Every trader who blows up does so because they skipped this step. They went from demo to full size and their nervous system couldn't handle the shock. Don't be that trader. Respect the process. Your amygdala needs time to learn that trading pressure won't kill you. Give it that time. Step 5. The outcome blinder. You will stop checking your P&L during active trading hours. This step exists because real-time profit and loss monitoring triggers emotional trading. Every green tick creates euphoria. Every red tick creates fear. Both emotions destroy discipline. Here's your new rule. You check your P&L only at the end of your session. During trading hours, you focus on one thing only: executing your plan. Did you follow your entry rule? Yes or no? Did you honor your stop? Yes or no? Did you take profit according to your system? Yes or no? These are the only metrics that matter in the moment. The money will take care of itself if you take care of the process. But if you watch the money, you'll abandon the process. And without process, you have nothing. If you violate this rule, here's what happens. You start managing outcomes instead of managing behavior. You exit winners too early because you're afraid of giving back profit. You hold losers too long because you're afraid of taking the loss. Your edge evaporates. Your demo discipline dies. The outcome blinder keeps you focused on what you can control, and control is the only thing that brings consistent results. Step 6. The post-trade debrief ritual. After every session, you complete a 3-question debrief. This step exists because learning only happens through reflection. Most traders finish a session and immediately walk away. They carry the emotional residue into their next session. They never process, they never learn, they never improve. You're different. You have a system. After each session, you answer these 3 questions in writing. Question 1, did I follow my plan? Yes or no? If no, why not? Question 2, what emotional state did I experience during this session? Question 3, what one thing will I do differently next session? That's it. 3 questions, 5 minutes max. But this 5 minutes is where transformation happens. You're creating conscious awareness of your patterns. You're building a feedback loop that your brain can learn from. Over time, you'll notice your emotional triggers before they hijack you. You'll recognize your pressure responses and interrupt them. You'll become the observer of your own mind instead of its prisoner. This is mastery. This is the difference between traders who break through and traders who quit. If you skip this step, here's what happens. You repeat the same mistakes forever. You stay unconscious, you stay reactive, you stay stuck. The debrief makes you conscious, and consciousness is control. Let me show you what this looks like in action. There's a trader. We'll call them Shadow. Shadow sits in a dark room. The only light comes from the glowing screen. Blue and green neon candles pulsed across the chart. They've been trading demo for 6 months. 70% win rate, clean execution. Tonight they're switching to live. Real money, $500 loaded. Their hands rest on the desk, steady, confident. The chart forms a pattern, a breakout setup, their highest probability trade. Shadow's finger moves toward the entry button. But something happens. Their chest tightens, heart rate spikes. That finger hovers, just hovering, not clicking. What if this is the loser? The thought cuts through their mind. What if I blow this account on the first trade? The price breaks, the setup triggers, the move starts. Shadow watches, frozen, unable to act. The trade runs 20 pips, 30, 50. Target hit, without them. Shadow slams the desk, rage floods in. I'm an idiot, I knew that trade, why didn't I take it? Next setup forms. 10 minutes later, another breakout pattern. But now Shadow's emotional, desperate, angry. They don't even check their full criteria, they just enter. No box breathing, no contract check, no calibration. Pure reactive trading. The price reverses, stop loss hit, $50 gone. Shadow stares at the red number, their first live loss. And something breaks inside. They don't follow the framework. They don't stop trading. They chase. They revenge trade. They override every rule. 3 more trades, 3 more losses. 2 hours later, the account is down 40%. Shadow closes the platform, shaking, sick. Maybe I can't do this, they whispered to the darkness. The screen goes black. But here's where the story shifts. Next morning, Shadow remembers the framework. They start over. They follow the protocol. Box breathing before charts, 2 full minutes. They feel their heart rate normalize. Their mind clears. They read their commitment contract. They remember their identity separation. I am not my P&L. I am a probability manager. They load the charts. They reduce position size to the absolute minimum. A setup forms. Same pattern as yesterday. This time, their hands are steady. They enter, they set their stop, they set their target. Then they close the P&L display. Outcome blinder activated. They walk away. They trust the process. 1 hour later, they check. Target hit. Small winner. But here's what matters. They didn't feel euphoria. They didn't feel superiority. They felt calm because they followed the system, because they executed the plan. The money was just a byproduct. Shadow trades for 3 more weeks. Micro position sizing, gradual progression. Every session starts with calibration. Every session ends with debrief. Slowly, the pressure fades. Their amygdala stops screaming. Their prefrontal cortex stays online. Live trading starts to feel like demo trading, not because the stakes disappeared, but because their nervous system adapted. They built tolerance. They rewired their response. 6 weeks in, Shadow increases position size. Still calm, still disciplined, still following the framework. The demo live gap closes, not because Shadow got braver, but because Shadow got systematic. They stopped fighting their neurobiology and started working with it, and that made all the difference. This is the lesson. Your brain isn't your enemy. Your survival instinct isn't a flaw. It's trying to protect you. But protection without protocol becomes paralysis, and paralysis kills trading careers. The framework gives you protocol. It gives you structure. It transforms your nervous system from saboteur to ally. But only if you follow it, only if you respect it, only if you understand that discipline isn't about willpower, it's about systems that make willpower unnecessary. You came here wondering why you trade better on demo than live. Now you know, it's not about skill, it's about pressure. It's about an ancient survival system that hijacks your rational mind when stakes become real. But you also know something else now. You know how to fight back, how to reclaim control. You have the neural override protocol, the 6-step framework, the system that closes the demo live gap and brings your best performance into the arena where it matters. This isn't theory. This isn't motivational fluff. This is neuroscience translated into battlefield tactics. This is the difference between traders who break through and traders who stay stuck forever. You have everything you need now. The only question left is whether you'll use it, whether you'll do the box breathing, whether you'll write the contract, whether you'll follow the progression, whether you'll honor the process. Because here's the final truth. Knowing this doesn't change anything. Applying this changes everything. The pressure paradox doesn't disappear, but your response to it can. Your demo skills were never fake. They were just unprotected. Now you have protection. Now you have armor. The cyberpunk battlefield of live trading is waiting. The neon charts are glowing, the shadows are deep, and you're ready. Not because you're fearless, but because you have a system that works even when you're afraid. That's the difference. That's the edge. That's what separates the survivors from the casualties. You've been given the blueprint. Now go build. Drop protocol in the comments if you're committing to this framework. Let me know you were here. Let me know you're ready. Because the traders who comment are the traders who follow through, and the traders who follow through are the traders who win. Your demo performance proved you can trade. Now prove you can trade under pressure. The gap is closing. The transformation is starting. Welcome to the other side.